What's up, everybody? We're back with NC Niner Talk. I'm Nicholas, and this is my podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the disappointing loss against the Bears and the upcoming game against Seattle. What did you take away from last week's game against the Bears?
It was disappointing because I believe the Niners should have ran away from that game in the first half. If they would have scored at least 10 to 15 points in the first half, I think the game would have been out of reach for the Bears just because they would have been on catch-up mode the rest of the game. But leaving so many points out there cost them at the end. I think also that made the defense tired at the end. In the first half, the defense was just rolling, they were just pressuring and not letting the Bears do anything. And as you saw, the Bears touchdowns, especially the first one to
Dante Pettis.
Dante Pettis. Start with that guy. It was such fluke. I mean, it was a great throw. Don't get me wrong. However, it's just one of those things that, the guy was completely wide open. The defense kind of just let him be. But Kyle Shanahan tends to do this in a lot of games, where games shouldn't be close. He ends up being very conservative. 3rd and 1, he'll do some weird call and it becomes 4th, and then they'll punt it. Instead of just, dominating, just putting their foot down their throat. Their average in the first half, average starting position was on the 40-yard line. So that's great. Any team should be getting at least some field goals off those possessions, but they didn't. It's just the first week. However, Niners are not going to get too many of these games, so they need to take advantage. And after this week and the following week, there's not going to be a lot of games that are going to be like this. I know a lot of people were talking about the weather, and so a lot of people just want to just scratch it because of the weather. But what's going to happen when the next time it rains? What's the next time and it's windy or snowy or whatever? You can't always use that as an excuse. So first game, it wasn't a good combination for Trey Lance. It wasn't a good combination for many things. Our defense, I think, got tired at the end. So they need to also before I forget, the penalties kind of killed them. They kind of pretty much gave up the game with those penalties because they allowed the Chicago Bears to continue their drives. Take away those penalties, we have the ball more times. We probably have more chances to score, but they didn't, so they need to be more disciplined. It seemed like they were ready to play in the first half. They I don't know what happened to them in the second half, but they need to be consistent through the whole game and reduce.
Well, it's another 10-point lead that Kyle Shanahan blows, and with all these weapons, you cannot be conservative, especially against a team like the Bears. You got to put your foot down and just kill these teams.
Yeah.
These are not, great teams. These are not good teams. One of the bottom teams of the league, and you let them get back into the game like that. You gotta, put your foot down.
Yeah, put them away.
And put them away. And Kyle Shanahan is known for blowing leads like that. And for you to, as I said, for you to have those weapons, you cannot be conservative, especially with Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Trey Lance is a weapon of his own with his running ability.
Mm-hmm.
You have Debo, you have Ayuk.
He ran a lot though.
Trey Lance did run a lot.
Yeah, he did run a lot, but still, he needs to use his weapons.
On those third and short, and they couldn't get those, you got to get those.
I think there was a few 3rd and 1, and he would throw it, right? They called throwing plays instead of just running it.
Yeah.
In that type of weather, I feel that they should just run it. 3rd and 1, run it, especially with that type of weather. Don't throw it. And so sometimes I think Kyle Shanahan kind of double guesses himself, or I don't know. To be honest with you, it feels like he's just trying to figure things out and see if they're going to work later on. But it is what it is. It's just game 1, so we'll see how it goes. So what else?
Yeah, as you said with the penalties, there was almost 15 penalties called on the Niners for
almost 100 yards, I believe.
And it was a lot on 3rd down, which could stop the Bears' drives, and that led to touchdowns for the Bears. And if they, as you said, if they cut down on this penalty, they would have had more drives for the Niners, could have had more points, but they couldn't put away the game. But just game 1, So let's move on to game 2 of the season. What do you think is going to happen against the Seahawks?
Well, Seahawks always play us really tough, especially Coach freaking Carroll. Which irritates me with his chewing bubblegum. They always play the Niners really well, which I'm kind of weird because I think you mentioned to me that it might be raining on Sunday.
It's probably raining out.
So, again, if it's raining this Sunday, it rain on. I mean, I don't think it's going to be raining as bad as in Chicago,
It
but
was
still.
probably the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah. So what's going to be the difference this time? It's a home game.
The momentum behind
They
them.
should have all the momentum. They're playing Seattle, who, they played okay in the first half against the Broncos. They didn't score in the second half. Okay, Geno Smith, he took advantage of his opportunities. Let's not kid ourselves that this guy's like the next, Mahomes or something. So the Seahawks are another team on our list who we need to beat. This is, to me, to be honest with you, it's a must-win. Yes, it's game 2, but I feel it's a must-win for the Niners to get some momentum going because it's not going to get easier the following week because I think they're playing the Broncos.
Yep.
What, Sunday night?
Sunday night.
Sunday night, and after that they play who?
The Rams.
Monday night. So you don't want to go to Denver 0-2, and God knows if they're going to be cheering anymore for Garoppolo. But I feel that this is a perfect game at home. I know we lost the running back,
Elijah Mitchell.
Wilson needs to step up. We need to use our. This is another thing I don't understand. I heard that in the Bears game, they only dressed 3 running backs. They only used Wilson. Okay? We have these rookies right now who ran really hard during the preseason.
Right?
They ran really hard. So I think Shanahan needs to play these guys. If you're going to have them on the team, use them. Correct?
Okay.
So I feel that this week with Wilson, he's not going to be able to carry the load because he's not used to carrying the whole load like that. So I think he should use a combination. I know he's going to use Debo. He used Debo last week.
Yeah.
I feel that he needs to use his running backs, open the playbook, play action, get Trey Lance on the run and throw. So I feel that this is a must-win for the Niners. What do you think?
As you said, it definitely is a must-win because there's big games coming up, and for these games to come up for the Niners, these beginning games for them to prepare for the big games, these should be easy. But the loss to the Bears,
not necessarily easy because
well, it's the NFL,
yeah,
so
you never know.
You never know, but Niners are a better team than Seattle.
Yeah, they're a favorite against the Bears. Now they're favored by 9 points, almost 10 points, I think, against the Seahawks. So obviously someone's thinking they're a better team than the Seahawks. Last Sunday, they felt some obviously the bettors or whatnot feel that they were better than Chicago. So they just need to put it on the field.
Yeah. Speaking on the running backs, you said Debo is always in the backfield, and he's barely used as a wide receiver. He needs to be put on the side for to catch less than running.
Yeah.
Then you need to use your running backs. Elijah Mitchell's out. You have Jordan Mason. You have Ty Davis Price, and you have Jeff Wilson. You got to use your weapons.
Yeah.
You can't just use Debo in the backfield. He's a wide receiver.
You know what I think they're gonna miss though? The connection that Garoppolo had with Debo on his slants. I think in that game, that game they had against Chicago, it would have been a lot of slants from Garoppolo to Debo. Granted, Trey Lance is different. He actually tried to do a slant on so bad with names.
Jordan James.
Yeah, he got intercepted. So yes, he's probably trying to do a little slant, but I think he needs to have a better connection with Ayuk and Debo, especially with the slants, because you give Debo a slant for 5 yards, he could take it for 30, 40, 50 yards, right? And from what I know, also Kittle's out for this game. I think
he's questionable.
Yeah, he hasn't practiced all week, so I doubt it. So that's another bad.
And he's
I don't know, but anyways, that's another thing that he's missing his probably the best tight end in the game. So there's a lot of things not going too well so far in the year for the Niners regarding injuries, which we talked about in the preseason show. That
they're healthy.
If they're healthy, we'll be okay. It's just these little bugs. But you know what? It's game 2. The Seahawks, the rivals. I think they need to get this game, and I feel that
they need to show out, not just win the game. They gotta bring it to the Seahawks.
They need to quiet the
storm.
The storm. Not so much the storm. The critics about this whole if Shanahan should have picked Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance has a decent game. Why does it have to be a great
like
game?
a 500 no, like just like a 200-yarder, no turnovers. He just needs, a game where it's just clean and they just dominate the game in the running game, the defense, and they can just run over the Seahawks.
Well, they should be able to run against that team because that team couldn't stop the Broncos. So we'll see how it goes. I picked the Niners to win. I still think they need to average a good 25 to 28, 28 to 10, 28 to 15 on Sunday. They need to score at least 21 points to win this game. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to hit at least 28 points. And I think they're going to shut down Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith played well because he had the number 12 crowd on his side. I think that momentum and being at home was great, even though they didn't even score in the second half. So this is different. Now they're on the road against a very good stud defense, way better defense than what the Broncos had.
And one of the best crowds in the league.
Which one?
The Niners.
Oh Jesus, I don't know about that yet.
The noise.
Well, they've gotten better. I don't know. They're one of the best in the league.
I don't know.
But, yeah, well, we're getting there. But I think they're playing a better team now than the Broncos overall. May not be the better quarterback because I think Russell Wilson still, is better. But I think their defense is way better than the Broncos. And so I think Geno Smith is going to have a long day, and that's going to help us, win this game 28-13. What do you think?
For me, I believe, I'm seeing them only score 10 points. I think they won't score a big amount of points, but they're gonna score a decent 31 to 16. The Niners winning, and I feel the defense is really gonna eat the Seahawks alive. Ufanga went off against the Bears, and we did call that.
Yeah, he's a breakout player this season.
Breakout player, and Javon Kinlaw looked good. Bosa and that whole D-line was pressuring the Justin Fields, but he got out. But Geno Smith is not going to do that at all.
You never know, but as long as
I don't know.
I don't think he's
Justin Fields.
Well, Justin Fields gave us issues last year too. I think he rushed for 100 yards.
Yeah. So Geno Smith is not that type of quarterback.
But he could be, he could get away from defenses there, but I don't think it's going to be like that. So.
I think Trey Lance is also going to eat and silence the crowd a little bit and the critics and show that he was the right pick. And
he has to show up because
this
is the home opener, and you don't want to be hearing boos at home.
It can't just be like, win maybe like 6 points. You cannot win by 6 points. You gotta win by a big amount of margin.
They need to put this team away, and if they could put this team away by first half, do it. That leaves less pressure on Trey Lance, on everybody else, and then that puts more pressure on the Seahawks where they could be prone to make more mistakes.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan needs to just go into the game and just run in there, and can't just be conservative. You gotta throw out everything. Just throw out all your weapons and just score as soon as possible.
Right. All right. We shall see.
We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.